Boom. Safe. Hello. Welcome. We are back. We're back at it. Oh, I didn't get a glass of water yet. Oh, I'll do that in a minute. Fuck it. Yeah, boom. We're back. We're making this game. GMTK. This is the 4th live stream, I think, I've done. Part 4. So let's get into it. Boom, boom, boom. Where's my Miro? Let's do this. Alright, look, boom, here we go. So this is the plan. Stan. Balanced gameplay, lol. There's quite a lot of stuff over here that I've just been moving to nice to have rather than like keeping. I spent most of the day on this trying to fix Break's movement when he's laser chasing you, which I'll show you in a minute, but it's looking okay. It's just not perfect, so I'm leaving it in nice to have because I might spend more time on it, but not now. I've been working on a few of these things. And we've got a few more titles to do, but the main thing we're going to do in this stream now, because I still don't have the art for the UI, so I'll just leave that for the time being, and we'll start working on these: coyote time, jump buffering, and not just jump buffering, but also sensitive jumps. You know, like at the moment when we jump, there's just a set force applied. But I want to be able to do big jumps and little jumps depending on whether we're holding down, holding down jump or not. The Team Submarine splash screen, I've done that. That's done. I can just delete it. And the title screen with the moving background is done. Did that. Credit screen I haven't quite done, but it's nearly done. Options I haven't quite done, but it's nearly done. Game over, we haven't done. But yeah, so we're knocking things off the list slowly but surely. Do you want to see? Here's the intro that I've just been working on. Yeah, and then you can press start and you get to the menu. And this is as far as I've got. If you press play, the game does begin. So that's cool. And we do have a little bit of music in the game, and you can see some of the other bits of progress I've made throughout today. Oh, he didn't catch me there. He was close. He caught me then. So it counts the laps now. You get a nice big number up on the screen. The music gets louder the more you go round as well. Oh, so he just destroyed the ones that were behind me. But the thing I'm not happy with is what he's like when he's chasing me with the laser, which we'll maybe see again in a minute. Lap 8. Oh yeah, I wanted to turn off Break's light occluders when they're off screen, because I've got 2 versions of them. Come on, chase me with the laser. Here we go. It's just like, I guess that's quite a good speed at the moment, but it just doesn't feel that consistent. But I'm just going to stick with it and see if it's that big of a deal, because I think I was overthinking it a bit earlier. Like, I've got it working pretty good. Yeah, and this kind of emergent platforming starts to develop. Just from where you choose to stand, you know. Yeah, anyway, so I think it's in a pretty good state. But yeah, more work to do. So let's keep going. So I think I'd got up to menu to new game. So I think what we want to do is create a little animation for menu to game, and then have a function called start game, and that animation can call that function at the end of the animation, and then in here we just put pass because the player is actually not going to do anything during the transition. And we change the state to that, so that's fine. So what we need to do here is trigger, is sort of like tell it to play that animation, which is going to be called menu to game. And that animation doesn't exist yet, but we'll make it now. I'm getting some warnings from the animation player, but I'm hoping we can just ignore them and it's fine. We can throw a build onto itch later, maybe to test and see. So we want to go to the end of title to menu, which will set up the screen like it is at the end of the menu. Actually, I suppose we want to do that first. And then we want to do title to menu. Right, and then that's what it's going to look like, which just helps things along. And then we press new, and we're going to go menu to game. Okay, just chucked him back on the screen, but that's annoying. Okay, here we go. We'll want to take the menu text and get its position, keyframe it, and then let's send it downwards. Keyframe that. It's very slow. Let's go for like half a second. Okay, and then we'll take the black and key that. Let's do it there actually, and give it a whole nother second to fade to black. It's quite slow actually. Let's make it 1 second, and just bring those back to there. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll press add track, call method in the menu, insert the key at the end, start game, boom. So that's that one done. Menu to game. Now we've got a menu to settings and menu to credits too. Now the settings we don't have any art for yet, so we'll probably skip doing settings now. But that, let's see it in action. Nice. We can have a nice transition into the game as well. But that's fine for coming out the menu. Now, what was the thought I just had? I wanted to just slightly mess with this animation a bit, actually, because the main first one, there's something not quite right about it. Can't quite put my finger on it, but let's try now. Okay, yes, what I think is like that blurry Team Submarine lingers on for way too long. I'm probably delete that keyframe. It's kind of weird, isn't it? That looks quite nice. Let's try that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, right. Let's just leave it at that. These tiny little tweaks. I'm not going to get the game finished. So, menu settings is going to be something we can't do right now. We could do menu to credits and credits to menu, back and forth. Menu to credits should pass. I don't actually have states for settings and credits. Do I? Which we obviously need. Let's put button on the end of these three then, seeing as they are the button variables. I think it's just those two. And then we can add settings and credits in here. Okie dokie. And in credits, we'll just have the like, if you press anything, go somewhere. Logics, it's going to be the same. If you press jump or UI accept, credits to menu. Credits to menu. So now we've just got those two animations to make. And Start menu is already a function we have. We need one for start credits. Which will just say state these credits. And while we're here, we might as well do the one for settings. Yeah. Cool. Settings is going to be slightly more complicated, isn't it? And all of these are just a pass actually, because it's more that we just sit in there, like we don't want the user to be able to do anything there during the transitions. Okay, so we can add the credits into the chaos here. I thought I'd try doing it all in one scene this time, and I may be regretting it, but I think it's working okay. It feels quite tidy compared to having so many scripts and projects, all these scripts with one line in just like for each page. This is going to be called credits text. And it can go wherever, right back here for all our care. And it will have the credits text in there, not centered. And the credits text will start up at the top, I think. So minus 720. Save that, and then we'll look at the animations. Particularly title to menu. We did it over 1 second. Actually, half a second. A little flash and then. So hold on then. And made it go like a bit slower. Okay. Okay, so I think we want to go down again. So new. Menu to credits. And to menu to credits, we'll start with the menu text. And the menu text will be at 0 at the start of this animation. And it will only be half a second long. And at that half second mark there, we'll go downwards. So the new stuff always comes from above, and we'll key that. And then we'll take the credits. We'll just do the same with them. We'll key them up here, and then here we'll bring them down to 0 and key them there. Now, could we play this animation backwards? Because I think credits to menu is going to be the exact same thing, but backwards. That's all I really want it to do. Okay, so let's see if we can use just this one animation in the script twice over. So, animation player. Play backwards. It's just literally called play backwards. That's going to be tidy. play underscore backwards, menu to credits. And then the only problem is the function call. But it's a half-second timer. Yeah, the function call is the problem actually. Let's just make another animation. It took 2 seconds. So what we want to do is we want to, at the end of here, we want to add call method, insert the key, start credits, put at the end there. Okay, save that, and then new one called credits to menu. And in this particular one, that will start at 0. Half second later, it'll be I want it to go up. I want it to go, yeah, minus 720. That's right. And then the menu text will start down in this on this one, and it comes to regular, and then method call start menu. Okay, so I think it should all work now. Of course, I was supposed to actually test the credits button, wasn't I? Cool. So they're pretty much there. The settings screen obviously isn't because we don't have any art for that yet. So when that comes in, we can add that. Okay. So that's good then. I think that's kind of like all we can do with the menus for now. I mean, we could set up the settings with sliders or something. Depends if I'm going to animate or how I'm going to do the audio thing. Let's leave that for another time. The menu's enough for now, and most of it's implemented, and I think that probably means we can say the credit screen is done. Yeah, let's do a game over screen now. It would be good to have some consequences. So what will be fun will be to think about scores. So if we look at the player stats script here, let's make another variable here called score. Somehow all of these things have got to be combined. Now this script can't actually be doing that calculation, so I guess the GUI should do it. Would make the most sense. At the moment we're just printing it all like that. So let's also do this. Calculate player score. And then be that one there. Put a plus at the end. Score equals string score. And then we'll have a variable here called score. And then let's do it. How are we going to do this thing then? So I think the biggest boost to your score should be doing a lap, doing a loop. Obviously, the game's about loops. Why doesn't it like this? Because I just haven't put anything in yet, I guess. So we'll say score equals player stats.loops. It's going to be all of these things with a multiplier, right? Isn't it? I suppose. So say loops score, distance score. Highest or high peak score. And then block score. It's going to be that. These all need to say var in front of them. And then we have like this could just return. Actually, yeah, let's do it like that. Just do this. And we'll just say return score. And the score is just going to be all of these added up, right? You might be like, what are you doing? But the reason I'm doing this is I'm laying it out because now we can just add a multiplier onto the end of each of the ends of these. And it's going to be a really clear way to just like test like what feels right. So for each loop, I mean, here's a thing to begin with. I guess what we want to do is say int all of those, because the distance is multiplier, I presume, is going to want to be small. Like distance goes up fast. Do you see what I mean? Loops counting for 10 is going to mean nothing if distance isn't dampened a lot. Loops and highest peak kind of go up hand in hand. But obviously you can make highest peak go up quite quickly if you're prepared to sacrifice a lot of health. So I think distance should be really tiny. I mean, if you think, looking at this now, with 6 loops done, maybe each loop should be 100 points. Like a really big score, 1,000 maybe 1,000. Let's make the scores really high in this game. So let's say loops are worth 1,000 points, because that's the main point of the game. Your distance is going to be like times by like 0.1 or something, yeah? Maybe we'll make that even smaller. I think blocks can be a point per block, maybe. And the highest peak every time you venture up a new level. maybe 500. And just leave those at 1. Oops. Should be showing our score now then. Started at 500. Because highest peak begins at 1 straight away. Yeah, it's cool. You can see. Quite like it. Maybe this one should be exponential though. Wouldn't that be cool? So I wonder how you'd do that. Maybe it should just double every time. Kind of would be a bit insane though, right? So you'd get 1,000 points for the first one, 2,000 points for the second one, right? No, this is just per. Yeah, no, this is just per thing. So what if we do it like this? Then each loop, like your first. No, it doesn't work. It's gonna go crazy. Yeah, no, we don't do that. Well, let's leave it at that for now. I mean, it's something, isn't it? And then it would be good if we could do it some way. Because the problem is we're not like adding a different amount each time here. We're just calculating it from all of those with multipliers on. So that this multiplier can't really scale. It's just always going to be that. So you have to kind of set it up in a different way. I think this is fine for now. I suppose the distance and block scores are also going to really start to add up. Maybe there should just be a multiplier on everything. Okay, and this is insane, but what if it was like times by the loop score here? Player stats loops. Because that's also an integer. Let's see. This is going to be, it's going to do these huge, like, galloping leaps every time you level up. Score like doubles every time you go across the line. Kind of makes everything else pointless. It's quite a nice effect though. It's like a bigger and bigger leap every time it happens. And the rate at which everything else goes up as well. Yeah, I need to improve the platforming so desperately. That is what we're going to do tonight. It was good enough for the prototype. But if this is going to win this jam, the platforming needs to feel nicer than this. I think it's kind of good, you know. It feels like very exciting to get a loop now, but everything else also feels relevant. And still it feels like 1,000,000 is within reach, which is also a nice feeling. Still ends up not, you don't get that many points, do you? For each one. How many points am I getting? So I'm on 280 now. Don't want to fall down one of those deep holes. Okay, so we've got nearly 40,000 points for crossing the line there, and we're at 280. That does actually feel really good. I'd be dead by now as well. That'd be game over. And you know what? I really don't hate the way the dude's moving with the laser anyway. He still catches me from time to time. He's probably the main reason I take damage. Okay. I'm really happy with that. Should we just use some sort of logo for now? Some temporary logo and just set up the UI? Because I'd really like it, and then I'd like to get the... So that, like, you know, for example, like this now, the debug does not need to be there. But we can give it a new label, which we'll call score. We can put, I think we might look for another font as well. Theme overrides, fonts. We'll do this for now. And we'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 zeros for now. And we'll pop it somewhere like that. Center and center. At a font size of like what, 25 or something, or 40? Yeah, that probably looks about right. And then like a health bar underneath would look good, wouldn't it? Just a red line underneath or something. Or heart icons, maybe. The one problem with this multiply thing was that we start with 0. So I think you need to go just +1 on that, I guess. So we always just 1 above. That should be good. And then the score is actually the thing we do definitely want to if debug on, do all of that. Okay, so now by default we won't have the debug being shown. Say visible is true. Okay. And then score dot text equals that. Should do it. The font isn't very good either, this one. I think we should find another one. Is it the 9? Looks super weird. Okay, cool. Let's look for a new font. sure. Wow, some of these are crazy. Quite like that one. There it is. See if we prefer that. Something a bit clearer. Actually, let me put it on the this guy as well. Okay, that looks about the same size, so it should be fine. Can delete that one. I need to save these scenes first, and then when we press delete, he won't care as much. Still thinks it's used in game over, because it is. Whoa, that text looks weird. That is not what I was expecting. Did I get the wrong one, maybe? You know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. If the numbers look good, the game over screen is going to have the other font on it anyway, right? I mean, it's pretty boring, to be fair. I think it needs to be have a lot more character to it. Still going to delete this one. I'm also going to delete those when I find a better one. Okay, this one looks pretty nice, I think. Okay, WinRAR. Got that in there. There it is. Let's see how this one goes. Yeah, this looks acceptable for the scores, I think. Where is it then? So we want it in here. And then the GUI. No. See how it feels. I really should like make it just cut to the game, shouldn't I? Yeah, that looks cool, right? Not sure how I feel about it being centered though. Also, it's not like a mono-spaced font. A mono-spaced font would be what we really want. Okay, let's start again. Mono-face, mono-space, isn't it? Is that what it's called? Mono-space. Okay, we have a winner. Yes, winner. I know. Perfect. And then save that. With this one, you know what I'm thinking actually? Is that I really did like the one we had, which I believe was this one. You know, for this particular one, I think the runes are actually really good. 'Cause it's like the magic of the lap, of the loop. So I keep that one in there. For the score, we've got code squared. And then for game over, we'll put code squared as well. For now, that's going to change anyway. But yeah, that text would work. And then that means we should be able to save and then delete that one. And we can just delete these two as well that aren't being used. Okay, cool. I think I'm being happy with that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, what we should do is go game and just go run current scene. Perfect. And now it's a mono-space thing. It's only when we get to when we get to 100,000 it will change. But I think it looks good. So it doesn't flicker. The mono-space thing was an essential move. Yeah, cool. Feels good. I think, yeah, a little health bar there, and we're laughing. And I think probably we do want like Because the score starts to build up so quickly. Yeah, I think we want 10 little icons. Right, round Rob's nice to me. Actually, I might make it a bar. Okay, well, I'm just going to get a photo of this to show to Rob. Right, there we go. Oh yeah, we got score there. And we've got this here, so we should call this score calc. There we go. Should get rid of that. Because we've got his health set at 100. Right. So that's all of that fonty stuff done then, which is cool. There's the Miro. Just remind ourselves what still needs doing. Oh yeah, we make the game over screen and the health now. Yeah, let's just crack on with that. What we've been doing, I think this is important stuff. So the game over screen we can sort of improve by just making the font like a bit more reasonable and just saying you scored, bang, and then we'll put the score. In fact, all we need to really do, let's just call this score, right? because this is the actual thing that we're going to have. The rest of it will probably be some art from Rob anyway. And the game over scene can have a script that just says, there's the text there, score.text. Cast that to a string, and that's that. So now the game over screen should just show the score, basically. Now in the UI, so 10 32 by 32 sprites. Let's just make some placeholders quickly now. Just do something like that. And that. Fill in the edges, fill in the middle, new frame. Oops, got the tolerance of my bucket right up. So something like that. That'll do for now. Export sprite sheet. Actually, you know what? I know a nice way of doing this. I'm not going to do them as a sprite sheet. I'm going to do them separately, just as individual selected frames. UI ping health on, and then that one export as health off, and then we should have those in here. Health on and health off. Perfect. And now we'll make 2 text directs. And we'll put health off in it. God, is that really 32 pixels? It's bigger than 32 pixels, isn't it? That's the original size. That's 32 pixels. Okay. And we want to give him 10 of them. So like that. Keep size tile 10. And probably give the score a bit more space than that. That looks pretty nice. Maybe even one more down. Feels about right. And then we'll have this be empty health. We'll just duplicate exactly the same, but we'll call this one full health. And we'll put health on full health like that. And then all we've got to do is change the length of this in multiples of 32. So then we just come into the script and we say like Score is going to be that. And we're going to have... It's just full health, actually, that we care about. We say full health dot... what exactly do they call it? Size, I guess. Yeah. Full health dot size dot x equals... And here's the thing where we're going to have to actually change something, because I gave it 100 to begin with. So it's going to be 10, and then when the player takes damage, they take 3 damage from those and just 1 damage from those instead. And those are the only 2 types of damage you can take. So I think that just solves it. And then 10 and 10. And then we just say to the GUI that the size is going to be player stats.health multiplied by 32. Okay, I think that's it. And then if Rob makes me those sprites, I can just chuck them in and call them health off and health on, and they're done. Alright, here's how I've got it looking at the moment. And those dots there, I'm on like 1 out of 10 health at the moment. Up at the top there. Which I think it's decent. Oh, and the other thing I should show you is the intro. Check this out. Pretty nice, huh? And press start, boom. We can go to the credits. Don't have a settings page yet. We need the art for the settings page, por favor. Just music and effects sliders. But yeah, you can do all that and then play. So yeah, so the score takes everything into account. Number of blocks laid, distance traveled, number of laps. But you can see like it kind of exponentially increases your score with a lap. But everything else is still boosting it. And also highest level boosts it by quite a lot as well. You see I've got like about 2,500 points just for reaching a level I hadn't done before. So you can kind of increase your score quite a lot like that too. That gets you more. But it's only when you go a lot higher than you've ever been before you get a big score boost. So I think it works quite well, and it kind of gets you close enough to 1 million that you feel like you've got to keep playing, I think. Anyway, that's the latest, guys. Boom. I'm sending that to the dudes. Alright, so that health's working, and now we just need to kill the player when they die and send you to the game over screen. So, here's the moments where the player gets damaged. We also want damage feedback. Maybe we should get that on right now as well. Yeah, we should. Let's do that now as well, as part of this kind of game overy and dealing with the player's damage stuff. So one of the classic things that we can do for damage, which I love, is to just flash white over them. Which or we could flash like flashing white is cooler, isn't it, than flashing like. So how do I make the sprite just burn out white? It's probably a shader thing, isn't it? Canvas item material. Okay, so I think add looks really good. That looks really good. And then can we just flash that on and off, you know? If I leave that on add now and we just play the game scene. It hasn't added that much, has it? Shader. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I even trying to do this? Just clear that out a second. We can make them flash red really easily. That would look pretty good. Let's do that. So that means probably just making a little animation player is probably the easiest thing. Let's call it anim. Damage flash. And the damage flash can just go on the sprite to modulate. Go like that. Why does it keep swapping me over to the sprite? Oh, I still want to be in animation here. Damage flash. Looking at that. Perfect. Bang. Bang. And then what should we do, like every 0.05 or something? Is that going to be enough? So then this one would be back to normal. Yeah, it looks good, right? I wonder if it's too fast. I just, out of curiosity, I want to see what it looks like where they get 1/10 of a second each. It's like fading between them. Yeah, that's better. That really feels like you've just taken damage. And then okay, but it needs to end there. Okay, that's great. And then should we have like a dying one as well? Dying. Okay, the reset track needs to be a white, not a red. So that's good. Dying. So reset should be white. And dying here. Animation. Maybe flash black. But otherwise we'll just sort of do the same vibe. Discrete. Ugh. But this one can end black. And then should we like scale him? I think also when you're dying, your particle should all stop. So the God Sparkle emitting off. Boom. Now on the reset, emitting should be on. Save. But here, no more emitting. You flash black like that, and then when you get to the end here, we want to like fade him out. So let's get another second on this animation. We'll have him have the sprites like scale. Here. We'll key it at normal there. And then like here, I think we want to disconnect them and have X go in a bit and Y go up a bit. And key that. And then from there, let's go all the way down to like X at 0. No, sorry. X should be at like 3 and Y at 0. And then key that. Let's see what that looks like. It's pretty good. And then what if we make this like cubic instead? Yeah, perfect. I think maybe it's a bit wide by the end there. Like 3 times is a bit much. 1.5 is probably fine. Okay. And then we'll probably do a function call at the end of this one here. And let's go into the player script. Called finished dying. Pass. Save that. And then it should be, with a bit of luck, in our options here, finished dying. There we go. Okay. So now when a hitbox is entered, bang, we're going to get, before we make this, let's rename this to make it clear. Let's call it damage animations. Why is this on ready var? Looks like more of a constant. But okay, cool. It's all the God Sparkle stuff. Damage flash. And the same here when you take damage. And then in both cases we just want to be like check alive. And then check alive will just be like if player stats dot health is equal to or less than 0. Is that the wrong way around? Should be less than or equal to, like that, I think. Doesn't make it if that doesn't need those. We need a state for dead. We don't really have a dead state. The player just is the player. Okay, so Dead is false, and then we just, in our physics process, we only do stuff if not dead. So that should deactivate you, and then I guess let's do the damage flash animation in here. If you are still alive, you just get you get away with a damage flash. So and this one is dying. I think that'll work now. And then finish dying is just nothing, so the game will just hang at that point, I think. Okay, the point is to try and die. Oh yeah, look, the damage looks wicked. Everything still tries to shoot you. Yeah, and also you can die in midair like that. It probably doesn't matter. But maybe we should adjust our animation so that it goes like into a point rather than... Yeah, let's do that. So that's the quickest way to kind of sort this out, I reckon. So we'll say here, where you're like that. Oh yeah, it's tough because the player's origin is down there, right? Oh fuck it, let's just leave it as is. I think it's fine. I think that's like basically looking good now. I don't know if I had feedback for damage on here or not. Player damage effect, there we go. Brick destroy effect, yeah. I think we've got that in as well already. I was gonna like mess around with it, but let's just call it good. Pretty fun, I've got to say. In fact, if we're going to go for a long run and just play it, which I think I do want to do now to see what I really want to do with it, let's play it in full screen. Let's push the boat out. Let's live a little. Actually, and one other thing. Just going to come into the audio bus here and just turn the music down a bit more. For now. Very nice. We need to add so many sound effects. Okay, still at full health, 50,000 points. Got a big cavern here. I shouldn't have jumped down it while he was coming in the laser. That was a mistake. Wait for the asteroid. Wait down here for the asteroid. Calm. We need health pickups. That would be sweet. Uh-oh. Whenever you stop like that, he just swoops in. That's what I mean about his movement still being a little bit janky. Uh-oh. Oof. Oh, took an asteroid to the back of the head. Why didn't I take damage for that? I didn't get like a little... I just got hurt explosion. Unless it hit a block, maybe. Maybe just as I landed, I produced a block and it hit that block. I think that might have been what happened. Uh-oh, I'm fucked. Yeah. I remember this as well from doing these GUIs before. It can't accept a size of 0. So if we want to show the health empty in that last second, we just also have to say, like, if player health is less than or equal to 0, then just make, like, it not visible, dot visible. It's false. That should fix that one. Let's go again. I'm kind of enjoying playing it, just getting a feel for it. Still quite a lot I want to add, particularly to make the platforming more enjoyable. Ugh. Yeah, it looks like we don't get hurt by asteroids. Okay. We're not playing the animation for some reason. Oh yeah, check alive isn't there. We definitely want to check if you're alive there when we're losing health. And yeah, cool. Okay. We kind of want to make sure that you start on 0 points and you get 500 just as soon as you start moving, maybe. Nice. He catches up so quickly as well when you fall, but he's so far behind the rest of the time. It's not working the way I want it to work, really. Oof, close call. Oh. Is he becoming less threatening the more the game goes on, I think? Level 14, not bad. Uh-oh. It's a big jump. I thought I was going to miss that one eventually. I think I can hide though, yeah. You can hide from the laser in the rocks, which is pretty sweet. I don't know what happens with him having lapped me now. See if he starts glitching out. Yeah, oh, he killed me by just I'm flying through the middle of the screen. That was pretty unfair. Okay. So there's some stuff to work on. But generally pretty good. I'm just going to go get a drink. Back in a minute. All right. Let's go back to the mirror here then. Game over screen. Yeah, we need some art for that. Options we need art for. But in-game GUI health and score is done. So let's just change that to what we actually need, which is GUI health icons. Full and empty. Okay, you've got those two screens. The balance gameplay thing is definitely a thing, and then the music. Okay, so I can't really work on any of those other essential bits right now. So I think it is time for these. I'm just going to go to the loo, and then we'll get onto these. We're going to get some jump buffer encoded time and variable jump height in. Okay. So there's one more here. Variable jump, height. Okay, those 3 things. We're going to do them right now. And we do still have till 6 o'clock tomorrow, so we should be able to polish this quite nicely now. I feel like it's fun. It would be really good to get this. This is coming back into important now from nice to have. Full planet render on game over I think is also important. I think that's going to add to the addictiveness massively. And I think screen shake. Yeah, we'll just load a few more things into important to keep us on our toes. But let's kill these 3 now, which I think they should all be quite quick. We should be able to get all this done in about half an hour. So let's try to do that now. So the player's movement script is here. Or their movement function, rather. Where's the player? Here they are. So we give them a... In fact, the first thing is just with the jump, right? If your action's just press, jump, and you're on floor, boom. But what we can also do is say, like, if you're not on the floor, you have the velocity down, that's fine. But then, like, yeah. We want to do it in here. Place by jump, but if input dot is action pressed jump, if it's not pressed, then we just add velocity.y equals 0 and just kill the jump straight away. So then if you just tap it, you're just going to do a very small jump. I think that's literally all you need to do to add variable jump height, is just set velocity to 0 when you're not holding jump. You can do these tiny little jumps and go. Or you can do the big ones by holding it down. Okay, so I don't think it should just go straight to 0. Maybe we should just plus equals some extra amount to dampen it. Or we just lerp it towards 0 very quickly. We'll use lerp speed to see how that feels. I think you could do with even softer lerp than lerp speed. I think lerp speed, yeah. I think 0.05 maybe the right ticket for us here. Something very slow. Just feels a little bit too robotic at the moment. There should be like a minimum, like for just a little tap. Okay, yeah, that's good. I'd like it to... And this is only when we're on the way up, which is good. Because when we're on the way down, if velocity.y is less than 0, as in we are on the way up, then lerp it towards 0. But once you get to 0, we're not lerping it back towards 0, we're falling nice and fast. So this is right, but let's just try 0.1 there. And let's go to game and run the scene directly so we don't have to do the menu. That's intelligent. Yeah. That feels good. So you can do like little jumps and big ones. to kind of that. I mean, that already makes such a big difference to your maneuverability. Like being able to keep pace, like, yeah, that's good. It's a good addition. Okay, and then the player should get some timers. Coyote. Oh wait, we just want to type in timer. What am I doing? And we'll duplicate it, and we'll have Coyote timer and buffer timer. Okay. So the first thing will be to probably set them both to the same thing, but I'm not sure. They're both one shots, and they'll both need to connect into the script. Of that, I am fairly certain. And the first thing to say we need like was in air, don't we? And we need was on floor. And then whenever we land, no, we don't need a timer for this as such. We say we want this to be called jump buffered equals false. Okay, and then let's put that underneath this one so they're in consistent order. And was on floor can also be false. But what we do is, so if not is on floor, which means this is all when you are on the floor. So when you are on the floor, was on floor is true. Because you are on the floor, so you definitely... Well, it's not, if you are on the floor, we don't care if you were or not, because you are. So when you are on the floor, you always was on floor. But when you're not on the floor, we want to say if was on floor equals true, then Coyote... Oh yeah, we need to like bring these into the script. Then we can start if was on the floor, if you're not on the floor but was on the floor is true, it means you've just left the floor. So if was on the floor is equal to true, and velocity dot y is less than or equal to 0, then it means you're not jumping, you're falling off of something. Go to timer dot start, and then if how do we check if a timer is still is like currently going? Stopped or has not started. We don't want that. This is always 0 if the timer is stopped. So okay, so if the time left is greater than 0. So if create timer, and this is when we're not on the floor, right? If create timer dot time left is greater than 0, then we can allow you to jump. Just all the jump stuff can go in there, except you don't need to be on the floor. Let's make it really obvious and make it last a second. That's definitely Coyote timer working, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. We don't want a second worth of Coyote time though. So you're going to have to tweak that to what feels right. Let's go with 0.3 for now. That's probably too much. I think my gut of 0.2 feels good. And so that's Coyote time sorted. I don't know if we've broken any of the other jumping that we have to do. I don't think so. And then now, there's something else going on here, which is if you're not on the floor and you're about to be on the floor. So if you're not on the floor and you press jump, so this, if Coyote timer has time left and you press jump, cool. Do that. But if you haven't gone into there, yeah, I think this is fine to just be like this. If you just press jump and you're not on the floor, then buffer timer.start. And then if you land and buffer timer doesn't have, okay, so then if you ever find yourself, if not is on floor, so if you find yourself on the floor, if the buffer timer's time left is greater than 0, then it means there's a jump buffered. So then you should do the jump thing. Both of those two. Okay. And that, I think, will give us some buffered jumps too. Ah, should have just played the scene. Classic. Yeah, it's nice. Oh. Houston, we have a problem. I should not be able to do that. I don't think I should be able to do that. Okay. So that's if you're not on the floor. Oh, because we need to do we need to reset was on floor? When Coyote timer times out, was on floor is false. You're no longer on the floor. And also, if you get a jump, if was on floor is true, and plus 0, okay, time start. And if it's got time left, and you press jump, then boom. There, we also want to just say, can you stop the Coyote timer, please? Okay, stoppo. And then, do we have a similar problem with this? I don't think so. I don't think the jump buffering has that problem because it can only happen when we've just landed or whatever. Nope, we still have... Right. What am I doing wrong then? Oh, we should just put... Was on floor equals false there. As soon as we start the timer. Maybe we don't need either of these to actually be in the function. Let's see if that solves it. No. Wow. Velocity.y is less than or equal to 0 means we're going upwards. That bracket's the wrong way around. Should be like that. We can still do it. It's harder though, but we can still do it. Hmm. If I make the coyote timer 0, does it still work? And we can sort of work out who the culprit is of making this happen. So it's the jump buffering. I don't think that can't be the coyote timer code that's doing that then. Oh. That's the problem. That was the wrong. I just had a double. Ugh, I did that again. I still do it for some reason. I guess it's because was on floor is just staying true. I think it might be this that's the problem that's giving us the window. So if was on floor is true, but you're not on the floor, no, yeah, we need that in there though. We need to check that we haven't just jumped. So it's greater than 5 or something. I have no idea. Okay, let's get serious about this. We need to go back into windowed mode. And let's print something here. Let's go to game, run the scene. Yeah. So the problem is that was on floor is true. So I think we just need to say else. Like either way, it's just got we've just got to let that only be possible for a frame. So either way, if you were on the floor, I think we can put that back to greater than or equal to 0. Should be fine. Jumps. Yeah, I think that's all we were missing. Ugh. Yeah, we got coyote jumps. But we do not have double jumps anymore. Yeah, and we can buffer them as well. Variable heights. That's all working now, isn't it? That's everything good. I might add a ability to glide as well. I think that could be pretty cool. Yeah, feels good to me. Perfect. Okay, well, we'll call all of those things done, which is very good. To get those 4 off the table is a good thing. I'm going to let you leave that till tomorrow, even though it's important. These, they're important, but they've also got question marks over them. Health pickup. Health pickup would be good. If they could just sort of literally randomly spawn. Like every now and again, every so often. The full planet render on the game over screen would be nice. Obviously, we've got game over screen over there, something that needs doing as well. Maybe we should look at screen shake. I've never done this before. Godot for screen shake 2D. Create screen shake effect in Godot 4 for a 2D game. You can use a camera 2D node, a timer node, and a tween node, all within a scene. The script attached to the camera 2D controls the shake effect by adjusting the camera's offset based on a random value, a defined shake amount, and a timer to control the duration. The camera's offset is returned to its default position using a tween after the shake duration is over. So the player is the one with the camera. So maybe we'll put a little script on the camera here to handle this. I've never used a tween node before, so let's try this. Let's put a timer on here called cam shake timer. And we'll put a tween. Okay, so maybe tween nodes don't exist anymore. Is this like some AI overview from like 4 years ago? I think it'll be fine. I don't think we need to tween it back. I think I already understand what we need to do. I think it needs to last like 0.2 seconds maybe or something like that. And we'll just call it shake screen. And position smoothing is enabled, which might actually make this not possible to do. Which would be really funny. Let's see. We'll put a constant here called shake amount, and we'll make it equal to like 5 or 2 or something. And we'll just say and this timer should be a one shot. Don't think we'll use delta for this. Let's make this a float. Rand, what is it? Rand F range 0.0 to shake amount, and then the same for offset Y. Let me say that's like if camera shake timer dot time left is greater than 0. Then you can do that. And then we'll say that the player should know about the camera. And when they get damaged down here, every time we check if we're alive, we also cam.screen shake. I mean, I guess we can just put that into the check for live script, maybe even easier. Okay, so let's see. I don't think it will work though, because first you're only doing it by 2 pixels, so we might not even be able to see it. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. Let's do like this. Game. Oh, come on. Somebody hurt me. Why is our guy not coming to get us? I just didn't get it right. I know why he wasn't coming to get us, actually. It's because we didn't complete our first lap. It's called shake screen, not screen shake. You idiot. Works a bit, right? What if the amount was like 5? Because maybe the offset isn't taken into consideration for the smoothing. Maybe it's the actual movement that's considered, but not the offset. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That just feels like standard screen shake. Okay, I think it could last a little bit longer. Let's look at the player and the damage animation. Taking damage is like 0.8. Okay, so why don't we make it last that long and see what that feels like. 0.8. And then the other thing is make it just slightly more, actually. I'm still like on the 7.5 potentially. And yeah, let's see what that's saying. Oh, wait. One other thing I just know that I need to do is return it back to 0, right? So we should make this guy signal when he's done to the camera, and we just return both of the offsets unceremoniously to 0. So the camera gets back to normal when it's finished shaking. Okay. It's pretty good. Might be too much. Might be too much. Let's go down to 0.4. So double what it used to be, but half what it was just then. Ugh, I loaded the whole thing. Yeah, that feels good. It's really hard to get hit by those bullets. Okay, cool. Shake screen. Screen shake. Done. Wonder how easy it is to do online score leaderboard in Godot 4. You need to use a third-party service or build your own. Okay. That's just unrealistic. Let's just delete that off of the scope at all. That's not even nice to have. That's like, I'm not going around fucking finding some third party to host it and all this shit. I just wondered if we might be able to, you know, I suppose I could, like that when it said build your own, that's probably what it meant. I'd just like host it on my own website or something, but you know what? Bun that. I mean, we are looking pretty nice, I have to say. We've got more time tomorrow, but not loads. Tomorrow morning will just disappear. We could go back to looking at the laser thing, but I think I spent quite a lot of time on that. You know, I'm not that happy with these particles. They sort of seem to move ahead of the laser. When I'm moving. How are they being positioned? Break chaser must have them as, yeah, laser particles. Global position of the collision point. Okay. I'm tempted to look at these again. It's also because I'm dealing with radians, it's hard. I think converting it all into degrees might help me get my head around it a bit more. I mean, it's kind of working as it is, to be fair. Look at those old bits of debug code in there. bomber even rarer, maybe. Actually, I think it was fine. I think it's fine. It's fine. So what is the most important thing to do then? Well, we haven't actually set up the link to the game over screen yet. So let's do that. So when the player dies, finish dying. Oh, yeah, and these are linked, but we're just not even using those. They're just timers that don't need to link. Finish dying, we go get parent, which would be game, get parent, which would be the scene manager, switch to game over, and then game over will be here. I'll just show you the score, and kind of like in the menu, we just want one of these ones where we say whatever you've just pressed. The state doesn't matter. It's just get parent, switch to menu. That should complete the game loop now. No, game over screen is not going to look great, but it's still going to work. Settings does nothing. Oh, in fact, it like freezes the game. That's interesting. Oh yeah, because we just... Okay, so we'll just comment that out for now. And just say pass. And then that, at least that won't freeze the game, and I can push all this progress. There's quite a lot here. But it feels like a bit of a line in the sand moment now because I've done so many things. Does player stats not have a score? Oh. Okay. And then I guess because the GUI is doing the calculating of the score. Let's same thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, you get good amounts of points for stepping on the highest point you've ever stepped on. Not the same as getting a lap, but it does. It is an attractive proposition because we go over here, 42,000. We're gonna get bang like 2,000 points for that, for stepping higher than we ever have done before. And then you get a big old boost. Yeah, thing. I think we do want to give health pickups. For sure. I might push all this first. There's a lot here. And it's all working quite nicely. So it's slightly underwhelming game over screen, but that is the score. And then it goes back to the start. Yeah, man. Looks good to me. So let's close. Let's get GitHub open. Close this. And let's look at everything we did. So what was the last push I did? 7 hours ago. Various visual improvements. And all the menus. Various visual improvements, menus, and animated intro and transitions. I don't know how to spell things like transitions. I do, it's just that I typo it. Okay. Settings menu still needs adding. Game over screen needs adding. Or we can say complete game loop. Score and player death added. Player damage feedback added. Thanks menu still needs adding. Game over screen needs adding. Cool, let's do that. Push that thing. Cool, and that might be it for the stream for today, because I've done so much streaming the last couple of days. I've been working on this game most of today, and I'll continue to work on it for a bit. But it is 11:30. I've done it 2.5 hours here, and yeah, I'm sort of spent. But I'll probably keep tinkering with it. Well, I definitely will keep tinkering with it for a while now. There was something I just said I really wanted to add a minute ago. Can't remember what it was now. I must have closed the mirror. Get that back open. Yeah, health pickup's a big one, isn't it? I think health pickup comes into here. It's almost separate to whether we do power-ups or not. I mean, it would be good because it all just adds more fun. I wonder as well about the glide, you know? If gliding would be a thing that we could do. But yeah, let's call it a day here. So thanks for watching, one and all, and maybe be back with a stream tomorrow. But if not, by 6 p.m. tomorrow it will be submitted, so you'll be able to play it. Should we finish the stream with one more run through, just for fun? And see, let's see what score I can get. Let's go for a serious high score, like attempt here. And if we're gonna do that, let's do it in full screen. Let's treat ourselves. See how we go. Oh, yeah, I want to make it so your score starts at 0, not at 500. Shouldn't be too difficult. Just say, like, unless you've pressed a button, it's 0. And as soon as you first press a button, you just get 500 points. That'll be fine. So the main thing is to just not get caught by the laser, because he deals serious damage. Also, oh, see, I just immediately get caught by it. We need to fill up the, when he goes into bomber state like this, we take the opportunity to fill holes. As much as he will be. I'll take damage from that. Okay, let's keep going now. Oh. I think, it provides enough of a challenge for sure. And the thing is, we don't actually even need to incrementally increase the number of asteroids or the enemy's ability or anything, or how much they shoot, because ultimately, like, the process of going around the planet makes it harder. Like, the platforming becomes harder every time, right? He's been in bomb mode for a while now, though, which is definitely a blessing. Especially, like, in moments like that, we'd be dead. If he was in, whatever it is. Chase mode. Oh, no. Okay, we're at 250,000 points here. Not bad, not bad. We're not getting the enemy in either state now. I think he's doing the laser move, but he's so far away from us because he's so slow. We can't even see him. Okay, here he comes into bomb mode. I think that's what was going on then. When I stopped him to catch up, he finished that phase. But yeah, proof that that's definitely the thing we need to work on, is his laser attack. Look at how it just creates these platforms. It's quite amazing. Sort of phenomena. 350,000 points. Uh-oh. He's gonna catch me if he starts doing laser things now. I'm just lucky he wasn't doing laser things then. That's often when I get got, is by asteroids from behind. Oh, he just destroyed the platform I would have landed on then. Devious. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Uh-oh. Game over. 400,000 points. The Grinch, yes. How you doing? Long time. All right, let's do one more run. Chat to the Grinch. What's good? How are you? Oh, we haven't reset the score when you start a new game. So that's a good thing to add. At this point here, when we go back to the menu, nice game. When do you release it? Well, we're doing the GMTK Game Jam, so the deadline is 6 p.m. tomorrow. So in about 18 hours time. Got 18 hours. So what we want to do is we want to grab everything from player stats, like all of these things, and return them to their default values. So player stats dot goes in there for each of these. And that should do it. So then the score will reset each time. Yeah, let's do it once more. So the idea with the game here is you're like some sort of ancient god of creation creating the planets in the early universe. And you're called Make. And your brother Break, the god of destruction, is trying to stop you from making this planet, right? So wherever you run, wherever you stand, you grow the planet. And that's the basic concept. And then you get points for doing laps, because the theme of the jam is loop or loops. So you get points for looping. He gets super fast when you lose altitude quickly. That's what happens. There's something wrong with the maths, with the way the laser dude chases you. Love the graphics. Oh, cool. Thanks. The visual presentation is definitely a team effort of like Pete doing a lot of the lighting, and Rob did the pixel art. And then Pete also did quite a few of the particle effects, as have I, and then just like the layout as well has been obviously me. I'm just like setting everything up. So yeah, the like visual style's like a bit like a proper team effort, I would say. But we've been kind of lucky this time. We don't have too many crazy craggly platforms to contend with here. We've got this nice straight bit here, scoring us lots of points. Let's check our coyote jumps. Feel nice. Jump buffer. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely buffering jumps. That's also really nice. The platforming feels so much nicer for the things we added this evening. I don't think I even put that in the patch notes, actually, in the what I just pushed. I don't think I even put the platforming quality of life stuff in. That's when I added it. But anyway, I did. If Pete's paying close attention when he pulls it later, he might be pleasantly surprised that there's also platforming improvements that were not promised but delivered nonetheless. Let's get out of dodge there. Okay. Nearly at my high score. Just about 400,000, wasn't it? Oh, I just died. Just as I claimed to be at my high score. Good. Well, now we can check. So 350,670. Now what? Go back to the main menu. Make. Play. Cool. Back to 0. Perfect. Oh. Should have jumped. I thought it was going to go over my head. The fact we've added the health and the game over state now really makes me feel kind of confident about this, because I'm playing it with... Oh yeah, look, see, that's the thing. The speed of the dude with the laser is relative to your height. And I've got that ratio wrong. It's like too much. He shouldn't be that much slower when we're up high. We want to, whatever the formula I'm doing, to make his speed constant. Doesn't matter what the angle is, he moves towards you at a constant speed. Only the angle should change when you change height. But it seems like at the moment the speed of the angle change is the thing that's constant, not the speed of the position change. That's the problem. Oh. Uh-oh, we're going to get got here. Oh, he gave up just at the right time. We got so lucky. Oh. This is wicked. Yeah, he's too slow. Once you get high up, he's slow, and then he just punishes you when you fall into a ditch. That's not really how we wanted him to be. Yeah, having made the jumping feel nice. It's a big help to being able to like feel like there's some skill involved in like landing on the right bits and doing little jumps at the right time, big ones to keep your speed up. You know, like that kind of thing. The variable jump height stuff, very important. Level 17, 500,000 points now. This is a personal best. It's starting to get a very like glitchy world because of the way the tiles get loaded in and out. Let's wait for these to go past. Uh-oh. Oh, yes. Clutch. That's what we want. We want him relentlessly chasing you like that, where when you fall, he gets close, but you have a good enough amount of time to jump out. But only if you like really fumble the jumping out of the fall does he catch you. Oh no. Oh, that could have been bad. Okay, that's good. We left a nice ledge on there for next time. Uh-oh. I really want to be able to zoom out and see the finished planet. So that might be the next thing we have to work on. Dodge that bullet cheekily there. Keep going. You can see how the pillars that are established end up being split into multiple pillars. It's very cool. Let's go down here. Build it back up. Uh-oh. Run. Whew. I think I added controller support as well earlier. Let's try and switch to controller, see how that feels. Nice. Oh, it feels well good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we deserved that. Come on, can we get the 1,000,000 points? God, I really want to see the full planet rendered at the end. The game over screen has to have that feature. Run. If this guy catches us, it's game over. He does 3 hits. The laser. Not today, Sonny Jim. Uh-oh. This is getting tense, you know. There we go, we did it, 1,000,000. I think I might be getting close to where the game will crash. Once you build up 100 lines, it crashes. Oh dear, that is a big hole to fall into. Lucky he's in his bombing phase, I suppose. If he comes in now with a fucking laser, we'll be stuffed. Those bullets are going to hit me. Oops. I might as well just build up this island while he is in bomber mode. Uh-oh. Took a nice little hit there. The scenery when you get up this high and you get into the light like this is just wicked. dodge. The scoring feels well balanced though, actually. I really like how that's turned out. How much are we going to jump up here? 70,000 points. But we're at 1.2 million. Yeah, it always feels appropriate. Like it's getting to be crazy amounts, but it's never like making the rest of my previous score meaningless or anything. Uh-oh. This could be the end of the run here though. Yeah, we're done. Oh, I should have hidden. I could have hidden in the cave from the laser, because you can actually do that. Okay. Well, there's the score to beat. 1.3 million. Pretty neat. Alright, with that bombshell, I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight, and we'll be back tomorrow. Big up yourself. Peace.